I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I guess because Chanel was on my phone.
Oh,
I'm
girl.
a little greasy, y'all.
Hey, Red Lip.
Well, hi, Paul.
Hi. How are you?
I'm excellent. So good.
You look cute.
Why, thank you. I try.
Yeah, I tried to put something on today, girl, because this quarantine, woo.
You ain't got to tell me.
I'm tired.
Hold on. I'm trying to turn it all the way up so I can hear you.
Okay. I'm looking at the comments. They're going crazy for you. They love you. Girl, when we posted this flyer, I posted it yesterday, and then we all started posting it. Your fans were on it. They started, it was like Tamar, lovetamar.com, Tamar this, Tamar, the Tamartians. I love it. You have such a loyal fan base. They're all in here right now. Can you just tell me what it's like to have that much, like to wake up and have that much adoration for you? Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, it's definitely something I don't take for granted. I never really had a whole bunch of friends growing up. So for me, it took a lot of adjusting to. But, you know, I think that they're there for me just like I'm there for them, you know, a lot of times. So,
yeah. How did you come up with Tamartians?
Wait, but hold on. This whole lighting ain't right.
Hold on. Get your light right, because you know the melanin got to be right.
Right. Sorry. That ain't the vibe, y'all. The problem is you looking so good that I look crazy. Okay, go ahead.
No.
Oh, that ain't it. Okay, go ahead now.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, you know how I set up? I was feeling so tired today. I went and got some coffee, and I put on your music. I was like, let me put on Love and War, All the Way Home, my man. Girl, you are so talented.
Thank you.
I just have to say that because sometimes I think people forget that. Me and my friend Danielle, we were talking about it earlier. We were like, that girl is so immensely talented and so entertaining, okay?
Oh,
so when you can sing, you can sing. As we joked earlier, it's like, how you got the range of Tamar Braxton and soprano? And that was Danielle who said that. And then you're just so entertaining. So we're on this show to catch a beautician. We're watching you. And I'm going to tell you straight up, you know, I tuned in for you. Okay? And hair, because I love hair.
You're right. All of us do, right?
But I tuned in for you, and a lot of people tuned in for you. So tell me how you got approached with this show, and then we can get into all of the other stuff.
Well, the amazing execs at VH1 and Scout approached me about this show because they developed the show with me in mind. And when they pitched it to me, you know, I was like, first of all, everybody knows that I love everything about hair, of course. And also, you know, I would get an opportunity to, you know, help somebody along the way. The clients would tell their story, and the stylist would be able to get a chance at redemption. So I was like, yeah. I mean, because I know that myself personally, I've had zillions of hair disaster stories. You know, I have been in that chair, humiliated and upset so many times, but I've never really confronted, you know, the stylist, and never really had the, you know, like the gall or audacity to, you know what I mean, or the courage. And so to give somebody that opportunity is really empowering.
So we watched 2 episodes. Well, 2 episodes premiered, and it's so funny. On Memorial Day, I think it was Monday, my parents were over for like the first time in months. They haven't been over because I have a little baby, so I'm really, you know, protective
of course
who's around. Even our grandparents, but they got tested. They were negative. I said, okay, you can come over with barbecue.
Right.
They were on the couch, and they were like, we got to watch our show. And I'm like, well, what show? They were like, Tamar's show. They didn't even come out to the back area. They were in the living room watching their TV. They put on the show. So I got to watch it then, and then I went back and watched it like fully to take it all in. And I thought it was interesting because if you love hair, you love to see that dynamic. You love to see, you know, getting into the scalp, and Johnny Wright is huge. It's a huge deal in the hair business. And what I love about the show is that, you know, it has its quirks, it has all those things, but I love that the stylists get to work with Johnny Wright. How often do you get to work with someone who does, you know, who did Michelle Obama's hair? You know, so I'm thinking about that, and I'm just like, one, can you tell me how it is working with Johnny Wright? And then we'll get into the other show stuff.
Okay, so working with Johnny is amazing. He is just as crazy as I am. He's just packaged differently.
He's entertaining too. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a nut. It's so fun, and he's so positive. And not only is he talented, he's just so smart, and I admire that about him.
Yeah. So the first episode, we are greeted with this woman who was entertaining herself.
Yes.
She was
there,
but she forgot to mention that, you know, she put some glue on her scalp, and I watched you, and you were like, hold up now. I love the personality and the realness you bring to the show, because I think Johnny Wright has to maintain a level of professionalism, but we get to see you react.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. Johnny definitely says what needs to be said. Trust me. And I appreciate that, because, you know, there is just no way, you know, he really does get to the stylists in the way that we can't connect to them. It's just no way he can just let a few things that goes on the show slide. You know, so I'm really happy about that, because it doesn't seem like I am picking on people, you know, because I'm not. But I do say what needs to be said, and definitely Johnny does too.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. I also want to say, I'm looking at the comments, and guys, please put your questions and your comments in here. We will get to some of them. Obviously, we can't talk about, you know, current stuff without bringing up George Floyd. I saw someone put that in the comments. It is a heavy day. Did you see earlier Ice Cube? He wouldn't do Good Morning America. Did you see?
I don't blame him.
He said, I'm not feeling like saying good morning to America today.
No.
Yeah. How do you feel in this current time? It's like we're trying to balance entertainment with real life. There are things happening right now. How do you balance that?
Well, I just feel like it's a time to be entertained, and it's a time to talk about real things that's going on. Yeah. So for me, you know, our show tonight, David and I coupled in quarantine, is usually about, you know, things that happen, you know, in quarantine while we're coupling, right? But tonight, you know, it's just no way we can sit up here and talk about and have a kiki about what's going on in our relationship, then not bring attention to what's going on outside of these walls. Like, we are parents of a Black boy. Yeah. We are affected.
Absolutely.
Heavily.
Absolutely.
You know? And, you know, to teach him, and the responsibility. He's 6 years old, and I feel like now is the time for us to really get real and deep with him, because it's real out here, and it's scary. It's scary, and we have a lot of anxiety. And I didn't feel good yesterday. Like, I woke up all wrong. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, like, if this was scheduled for yesterday, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it, because I was just so vexed. You know, like, it was so heavy. It was so much. I kind of feel that way today, but then I thought to myself, there is no way I'm going to sit up here and have all of these interviews all day and not talk about everything that's going on outside of these walls. It's a sin and a shame, and it's ridiculous, and my heart aches.
That's exactly it. It's just your heart aches because you look out, and it's hard now to avoid watching certain videos, right? So, like, I go on Twitter. I remember before this, I was scrolling past. I was like, I do not want to watch another man killed in the street, right? And then it auto plays. And we are subjected to this over and over and over again. How do you maintain sanity, especially right now during a quarantine? So we have a life is happening.
You know, I think Dave and I was talking about this morning, and I was just like, you know, shame on myself, shame on me, because I think that I've allowed myself to let it be a part of the norm without responding. Like, oh, somebody else got killed. That's really jacked up. That's really, when they're going to stop this, that, and the other. And then we fall into that for a day or two, and then we keep it moving. Yeah. No. Now is the time to stand up and do something about it. It's just one Black man killed too many for me. It's too much.
So how do we help? What do we do?
You know, so Sean is a really good friend of mine, and we've been going back and forth, because I'm like, as a Black mother with a Black son, it has to be something, you know, and all we can do right now is, you know, silently protest, because the police officers are fighting back, as if we don't have a right to stand up for what we believe in. What is the safest way to make a difference? And I'm just going to keep it 100. I don't know.
That's real. It's hard. It's every day. It's constant. And I know a lot of people like to make fun of like social media, but honestly, social media raises awareness. We wouldn't be galvanized like this if we hadn't seen the video on social media, if we hadn't seen these things. So someone said, hold these politicians accountable, keep doing what you're doing. I guess it's just to, you know, to keep talking about it, raising awareness, and march when we can. To take it back to, thank you for going into all of that, but to take it back to the show and all of that, I do want to get into, do you ever feel pressure because you're on a hair show with your own hair, right? It's like, I gotta come late because if we're on a hair show, I gotta come correct.
Absolutely. You know, I just really started my relationship with my hair because I've been so traumatized about it from a young age when it first started falling out from my first hair catastrophe, right? So the importance of my healthy hair care didn't really matter to me until I cut my hair all the way off and started growing my hair out. So for me, having healthy hair and having hair in general, period, you know, it's important to me.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and I'm not plugging. That's why I started
Get the product, plug the product.
I started You Grow Girl simply because of that fact, because I didn't have a relationship with my hair. And as you see, look, they stop praying for me, y'all.
But listen, I was laughing.
They back.
You know, baby hairs, even though Johnny was like, you an adult now.
Adult hair.
But, you know, baby hairs are important in the Black community. Hair in the Black community is important, period. Okay? So you're talking about the relationship with your hair. And I've also found that a lot of women during quarantine are embracing their natural hair. You know, this is like, I would never usually rock this style, but
it's so cute.
Thank you. I just bought a bundle from Juju Hair Company. It's a curly bundle to match my texture. Yeah. And I just was like, that we have to do something to embrace our natural hair when we don't have to go outside every day. We don't have to put so much heat and so much pressure on it. Like someone said, we have to form a relationship with our hair, which is something I'm doing too. So I can understand what you're going through. When did you recognize that you didn't have a relationship with your hair though?
Because it didn't matter to me. I was, you know, so gung-ho in achieving a look or a style. It didn't matter how
your hair
what the process was to get there. I just wanted it. You know what I mean? Oh, your hair gonna fall out in a couple weeks. Oh, okay, well then Jordan,
put a wig on.
You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter to me. I just didn't care. But now I definitely do, especially, you know, the older you get, you know, you don't want to, you know, walk around with a wig and weave all day long. It's a lot, you know, it's hot outside. And then you gotta remember, you turn into a pumpkin at 12 o'clock. Right.
Yes.
Right. So I just got tired of it.
That's very true. You get to a point of like, I'm complaining. I remember I used to get so much anxiety when it came time to change weaves, because not only is it a thing, it's a whole process. You got to book somebody, you got to buy hair, you got to do this. It's expensive.
Very.
You know, so like, I would get such anxiety if I didn't have the money right then and there to change my hair. And I realized, I was like, yo, you have hair under your hair. You got to start using it. You have to start embracing it, getting some products that you like, or showing it some love. So I know you said your first hair catastrophe. What was that? Since we're talking about catastrophes on the show. What was your first hair catastrophe?
Well, my sister Tracy put this conditioning process in my hair. It was called New Era.
Oh.
Remember that back in the day?
Oh, a conditioning process.
Well, no, a conditioning chemical process.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was 3 steps. So it was like, the first was like the application, the second was like the neutralizing, and then the third is like this whole conditioning thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So she forgot to put the neutralizing part.
Oh my God, that was like on. Do you remember the episode of Mario when he was like, "You forgot to put the neutralizer in, girl"? Sinead, that happened to you?
Yeah, girl, that happened to me a few times. What are you talking about? Like, I've gotten a process a few times and my hair fell out. Wow. Yeah. Number one, you got to keep it real with yourself on the kind of hair texture you have, right? So we all trying to strive to look like other people, like hair envy, right? Yeah. And if you have super soft hair, I call it dandelion hair, you can blow it in the wind, right? Yeah. Or, you know, you cannot just sit up here and get chemicals in your hair every 6 to 8 weeks. It's just not going to work that way. No. If you have coarse, thick, strong hair, of course you can do more things with it. But if you don't have that, if you have soft, curly hair, like I do? No.
Yeah. No, for real. You really do have to. I don't know if you saw did you watch the Self-Made series with?
Absolutely, I watched it.
Right. So there was one scene where she was like, I don't care if women can't have this hair texture. They will do anything to get this hair texture.
Yeah.
And it was a slap in the face. But I was like, it's kind of true. Like we have this hair envy because being natural is one thing, but then there's like acceptable natural, right?
Yes.
Where you have 3C, big curls, kinky curly hair is not necessarily like the picture you see when people are like natural hair,
Yeah.
So it takes a while for us to embrace our natural hair, which is like.
Yeah, what I've learned since my child is that all of that comes within. This is second, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable wearing my own hair because I didn't know who I was without a wig or weave or pieces in my hair. So, when I cut it off, I was really on a quest to really fall in love with myself. And so now I can walk around with my real natural hair. I'm not afraid to go to the store or go to work with, my natural hair because I love me now. So.
And it's hard to come to a point where you realize that it's not self.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to call it self-hate, but I'm gonna say it's not self-love so much.
No, it's not. But you're not aware. So what I'm not doing is bashing nobody because you really don't know until you know. You know how motherhood, you really don't know until you know.
Girl, motherhood is the whole thing. How is baby Logan? Well, he's not a baby anymore.
It's not fair. It's not fair. He's 6. He'll be 7 next month. It's not fair.
Don't you love how Black people put a baby before everything? It's like baby future. It's like baby Logan. It's not a baby.
Well, he's my baby, but it's not fair. He's big and grown, and I'm raising myself just like me, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah. I have a lot of questions in here. Let's go to some
good questions. I'm greasy, girl. I'm greasy.
Okay, you go.
You're so matte and cute. Go ahead. Go ahead. Questions.
Okay, let's see. So we have Nippy Icon. This is so cool. Tamar, what's your favorite song from your 2000 album?
Lord,
Tamar.
I don't remember that record. I don't know. I can't tell you.
She can't tell you. Okay,
I don't remember. I don't.
Let's go back. Let's see this one. Okay. Do you see your show making it to another season?
Yeah. I do. It's so necessary, right? Because everybody has hair catastrophes every day, and who has an opportunity to make it right and get it right? And this show is tied to so many emotions. It's not just about a bad hairdo. It's about how this hairdo affected you in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like Taylor Coco, though she was a lot, what we didn't realize at the beginning is that she really had some self-love issues. Like she couldn't accept herself for who she was. Just like the towel she had to put over her head. And, it was so freeing at the end when she felt better about herself and you could see her confidence exude. So I feel like, absolutely.
You know what? Her episode was interesting to me too, because I actually know that feeling of going to the beauty salon and not wanting everybody in your hair.
Absolutely.
Because you are, you're just like, it's broken off here. It's damaged here. My edges, or I don't want you to see the length. And a lot of times people don't even go to the beauty salon for that specific reason. So, as much as I was watching it and I was like, damn, this is kind of like, this is evidence of something else. I was like, I could relate, sis, because I didn't want all the people in my hair when it was on that process of, I didn't care. I used to glue my tracks in when I was a child, rip them out, go on about my day just because people thought it looked real. And I would do anything for it to look real.
Exactly.
But my hair was suffering underneath. So let's go to another question. They're rolling in. Oh, okay. So Tamar, are you still going to do the show with Mona Scott?
Next caller.
Okay, that sounds like a nerd. Tamar, who's your favorite artist?
Ooh, why the emoji though?
Right? Okay. See, I listen to shade sometimes.
I have a lot of them. I have a lot of respect for a lot of us women out here, because it's not easy, especially as women who are entertainers and who are mothers. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to go to work and be at work all the time and, you know, be all into your job, and, you know, you come home and it's no kids there, right? Nobody's dependent on you, right?
Yeah.
But there's another thing.
Yeah.
To have to do all of those things and still go home and be a mom. And, you know, all y'all mothers, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's more than a notion. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But, you know, I have a lot of respect for Beyonce. She got 3 kids. I don't know how she's doing it.
Yes.
She's truly the queen. Mariah, she got twins. You know, my sister, like all of us who really work really, really, really hard to remain positive and still be amazing moms. So all of them.
Girl, that is a word. I was like, that's one of the things that you don't know till you know.
Facts.
Okay, let's see another question. Okay, this is good. Tamar, what moisturizer do you use on your skin? You are so glowed out. Do you always use a vitamin C serum? If so, what?
What I've learned about my skin is I have super duper sensitive skin, right? And I'm pretty fair. So whenever I have a breakout, it's very, very noticeable, right? Mm-hmm. So what I've learned is that I don't put anything on my skin besides sunscreen. That's it. And I also wash my face with facial wash, not body wash.
Okay.
You shouldn't put body wash on your face. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I'm looking at the comments and people are like, David, I keep seeing David's name pop up. So we got to talk about David. Yeah. You know, we see you smile. You know, you smiling a little different now with David. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi.
You and David are super cute on social media. And he kind of seems like y'all seem perfect for each other. Yeah. You have a rambunctious, loud, big personality. And he's kind of just like, go ahead, Tamar, I'll let you have the spotlight. Is that how it works for you? And does that work for you?
It does work for me, but it's not always like that. Okay. David has a big personality as well, but we just express ourselves differently. I'm just a little bit more louder than he is. But yeah, you know, he just allows me to be me and accepts me for who I am. And the areas that I need to change and want to change, he helps me along with that too. And so, you know, that's what I really like about him. He pulls my card all the time.
Okay, so there we go. Pulling your card. In a relationship, you're quarantined right now. It's been 11 days. We don't know how many days it's been. How is it being in a relationship? I'm sure you guys are quarantined together. How's your relationship doing? Because I know mine, we have ebbs and flows. You know
what? It's almost like getting in a new relationship again, right? Because who has spent this much time together before? You know, because he goes to work and I'm at work all the time. And so we don't really consider that time apart as like great time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you come together and everything is, right?
Yeah.
But it's been beautiful, you know, and I'm not going to lie. Some days has been very trying, just like everybody's relationship, because we are human. We work on each other's nerves.
Yes.
Right. But it's been amazing getting to know him, like for real, getting to know him.
I feel like you definitely get to know someone a little different when you're with them 24/7.
Yeah, it's deeper.
Yeah.
It's deeper.
And you know, what I've learned in my relationship is that you have to learn how to argue, right? Have you guys mastered how to argue and how
No. No. What I have learned about arguing is if you're going to argue, make sure you're still communicating.
That's good.
Yes, real. We're not going to argue just for the sake of arguing. I'm going to hear you, you're going to hear me. It's just going to be, you know, elevated and loud.
Well, that's a good way to argue. People want to know, are y'all going to get married?
I don't know.
Like, put the ring on it, boy.
Just ask him. He's live every Monday. Ask him.
Ask him. More questions. Is Braxton Family Values coming back?
It is. It's coming back.
Yay. You know, my friend, one of my best friends is the biggest Toni Braxton fan. She's in here somewhere.
Okay.
And it's just, you're her sister. That's like so cool. What's your favorite Toni song?
Oh, 1 minute. What's the name of it? First thing, my name on it. That's my favorite Tamar Braxton song.
Oh yes, and we got you to sing.
That's when I became a fan. I wasn't a fan before all that. Like, she was just my sister, and I knew she could sing, and that was cute and all that. But I became a fan of her music then.
Toni Braxton had to win over Tamar Braxton to be her fan.
Yes.
You wasn't buying no albums yet.
As soon as Let It Flow came out, I was like, okay.
We're doing Let It Flow. I can't, you know, you woo, that's a good one. My favorite has to be How Many Ways. When I tell you, we were on the way to the club one day, the girls, and blasted How Many Ways. Like, it's really, it's so cool to have a sister like that, and you to have a bunch of sisters. I have 3 sisters. Are they your biggest support system? We watch you on the show, and you guys have a relationship that we see, but it's really cool to have a bunch of sisters.
It is. You know, growing up was amazing. I remember I told you I haven't had a whole bunch of friends growing up, and I haven't had that because I had a whole bunch of sisters. I didn't really have a need. I got friends outside my sisters, but like my core, my tribe was my sisters. And, you know, it was really nice to learn from them and, you know, bounce life off of each other and figure things out. So yeah, that's such a blessing.
It is. I love to see you go so hard for her, because when the Versus series, that's actually one thing that keeps me sane during the quarantine. Watching all of the battles, when Babyface and Teddy Riley had their battle. Why? First of all, Toni was on it. Toni was hilarious. And I never saw the comical side of her like that.
Exactly. I keep telling her, people don't know, like, I'm just not the only fool in my family. Like,
she was funny.
She's a nut. She's hilarious.
Throwing all the
and
shade.
Incredibly shady. I mean, what?
You were proud of her shade, weren't you?
Oh, no, because I've seen it. That's nothing.
That's nothing. And, you know,
nothing.
I mean, it's just legendary stuff, because she's over there defending Babyface, because we're talking about Babyface here. How has the Versus series just kept you going? Because even I remember Usher made a comment on an after party at a Versus series, and you were, you know, talking about it. So it's something that's definitely involved in our culture right now. Mm-hmm. Would you do a Versus series, and who would you want to do it with?
Okay, I don't think I'm ready for a Versus series. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. I only have 5 #1 records. Everybody that does the Versus has like 30, right?
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet. Hit me in a couple years.
Okay. Who would you want to see?
I do want to see more women, you know.
Right?
Yeah. And, you know, when I watch these Verses, I'm all in the comments because I am watching from a fan standpoint. Like, this is all we got. There are no concerts. You know, this is it. I love music. And so for my love of music and my appreciation for music, it's like, oh, this is my time. This is my time to go to a concert. And I want to see what I want to see, honey.
You'll be up in the comments. I be cracking up. People are up there like, Tamar was booing.
The sound was terrible. Listen, I really did. I could not wait for that day. Do you hear what I said?
Which one? Like, the Teddy and
Babyface. Like, I was so amped and ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I switched my weekends with Vince for all that. Like, it was.
See, I done had to switch with my baby daddy. And y'all messing up the sound.
Yeah, man.
Did you catch the Jagged Edge one?
I saw some of it. I saw some. The sound definitely had the Teddy Riley spirit on it, and plus, our show premiered at that same moment.
Okay, yeah.
And on top of that, I was in the room, and they was like, "Oh, Toni Braxton in the room." And I was like, "Skirt, skirt." No. So I went about my business.
Okay. So speaking of music, the fans want to know, when are we going to get some new music so that we can get to the 30 hits, so that we can get to the Verses?
Well, thank God we're on our way with Crazy Kind of Love. I'm really excited, and like, you have no idea. I'm so grateful about that. But the true story is that I did fall in love with music when I heard that record, and I did start recording right after that record. But coronavirus happened. So, you know, and I wasn't one of those quarantine people who was like, Oh, I'm quarantined sometimes when I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go to the studio or something.
Okay.
No, I got a 6-year-old baby, and no, we're in the house.
We in the house.
Yeah, we in the house.
There's some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Someone said Tony versus Mary J. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be great for the culture, you know. I think it'd be such an amazing, you know, night, you know, of music.
It would.
And yeah, and women empowering. Like, how empowered would you feel? Like,
yeah,
listening to Tony and Mary go back and forth and
yeah,
just happy and loving one another. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to questions. They're lighting up. We have 50 of them.
What?
Yes, they have a lot of questions. We got through How is Logan? Tamar, who's your favorite artist? What is one message you would give to your fans? I'm going to reapply to.
Isn't that the thing with red lips?
Yeah,
you kind of have to reapply.
That pink in the middle.
What is one message? It's a little wide range, so I'm going to pick an area.
We'll take it.
I think the number one message that I want to tell everybody has everything to do with changing the narrative, right? So it's been a lot, and a lot of people, you know my story from watching, my shows and stuff. It's been a long, hard road for, people to understand that television is television, and who you are in your real true life is another totally thing. But the responsibility ultimately is mine, right? To try and be, the best example that I can be whenever I am seen or portrayed, right? So I just would like to say that the story is never over. It's always time to change your narrative. You don't like who you are, if you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like the people that you're around, if you don't like what you do for a living, change it and get better. Yeah. Change the narrative.
Did you ever come upon a point where you didn't like yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
many times was that? Just to be honest about it, I didn't like how I handled a lot of things because I was just so hurt and so emotional about, certain things that were super duper public. I'm just going to speak on me and Vince's marriage for a second because he wouldn't care. I don't like how I handled it. I feel like I could have handled it more maturely and more responsibly. Because people are watching, and sometimes you forget when people are watching that people are watching, and I just feel like I didn't have, just because you were wronged, you don't have to become that person. You can still remain a good person. You can still, be proud of yourself when you wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror. So, yeah.
That is a word. That's a word, because a lot of times when you feel wronged, you want to speak it, and that could be part of your healing, which is also okay. But sometimes you want to want the world to see that you were wronged. Yeah, you get wrapped up in that, and I'm happy that happened for you, because there are times when we don't like ourselves. There's sometimes I go so deep in my head, I be like, girl, I'm tired of you right now. Yeah, like, stop. Some things ain't about you.
Yeah, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay to move on in silence. You don't have to tell everybody what your moves are. Oh, I'm mad, so I ain't even dealing with this no more. Forget it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm like, okay, be done.
I'm done.
And go.
Yeah. And move on.
Move on.
When you, after the whole real thing happened, was that another time that you felt like you had to self-reflect?
I definitely don't want to waste my time and talk about that. But I think that a lot of self-reflection came out of that whole era of my life anyway, because like during that time I got sick, super sick. Yeah. I had 4 #1 shows on 4 different networks, but I was still hustling, trying to get to where, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I had a lot of life lessons out of, that, it's okay to sit down and enjoy. You're not running to anything. It's a marathon. And also to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And taking care of yourself is also included on the company that you keep. You got to make sure that the people that are around you are like-minded. And if you're hanging around a bunch of negativity, nothing's going to come to you but negative things. And if you're hanging around positivity, nothing but light and love is coming your way. So
yeah,
that whole era, I learned that.
You know, we have seasons. And,
Yeah.
and that's okay, because that's what they're for, to teach us how to get to these next points. You sound so much more positive, so much more light. You know, and
Yeah.
I love, did you do any therapy for that? Because I feel
Absolutely.
Okay.
What? It's been years of therapy.
Ooh.
But I can attribute some of it to therapy, but it all has to do with yourself. When you're ready to change, you will change. When you're ready to see a different outcome, you will do the things to have a different outcome. You understand what I'm saying? I was actually tired of all the time my name being tossed in a salad of mess.
Okay.
When in my real life, all of my friends, that's not what we did. We didn't sit around and talk about people and plot and all that stuff and shade and shame. And no, we were really trying to, you know, inspire each other to become higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
And what I had to do, not just for me, but for my tribe, was to think differently and do differently, because your tribe is only strong as strong as the weakest person. And I feel like I was the weakest person in my tribe, holding my whole tribe back, because I would indulge in the negativity and indulge in the things, you know, that would continuously pull me back, you know, and other people's problems. Because the issue is, sometimes when people have an issue with you, it's not your issue, it's their issue. And if they have an issue, you can't do anything about it.
Okay, you better, first of all, they can talk about preach. And
it's the truth.
You better preach. You have a strong church background, religious background. Did you also lean on your spirituality during these times?
Yeah, well, you know, everyone knows that both my parents were pastors growing up. And, you know, I mean, I've been saved a few times, but this time it's stuck. So.
Listen. The Lord, he tell you come back. You got to repent. You come back.
I mean, and each time I feel like it's a different lesson you are supposed to learn, you know. You don't, you know, go to the next level without learning that lesson. And I know we hear it all the time, but it's the facts.
You know, it sounds really cliche. Like, I feel like these are old things our parents would say to us. And we'd be like, yeah, okay, Mom, whatever. You know, but truly, those lessons, those hardships, they teach you, and they do take you to the next level, because you are the next level of Tamar that we see before us. You're coming back out on TV and showing yourself in a different light, because like you said, you have to make that change. This show definitely portrays you in a different light. It's not a catty show.
No.
It's a commentary show, and also in line with what you're doing, because you do have the hair products. So I do want to go there, because, you know, to talk about all of the other things that you are getting into, you have the hair products. Let us see. Is this stuff inside? Can we see it?
No, this is the prototype. The other bottle is at home.
Okay.
I had this here because we was mailing stuff back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
So
no, that's great.
This is it. This is Grow and Glow is the name of the hairline. Now, I ain't got no ghetto hairline, y'all. Yes, this particular product is called You Grow Girl.
You Grow Girl.
This particular product is this to grow your edges out, because see, mine has grown back. Stop praying for me.
And you
use the same. Yes. And as a matter of fact, if you look on To Catch a Beautician, right? It's a true story. To Catch a Beautician, we knew what the product was. We tweaked a couple of things. We definitely changed the packaging a few times. But I had braids in my hair this whole quarantine, right? And you'll see I have on like a pink in my confessional. Well, I have a green screen at David's house right now. And my edges, of course, because I had my braids in way too long and I'm pulling up in a ponytail way too tight. If you look on the screen, I don't really have much. This has just been 2.5 weeks.
That's 2.5 weeks of growth.
2.5 weeks of growth.
Okay, well, I will drop my address in your DM.
True story, y'all. No lies.
And you can send me those, because, you know, I went through, after having my baby, because she's 8.5 months, around like the 5th month, besides all the stress, my hair started falling out.
Talk about it.
It grew so much during pregnancy. And then, boop, I took my weave out one day, and it was like, boop, boop. And I was like, this is the end. Oh, my God. Hair is it's so much in the Black community. And I see people make so many jokes about edges, and I'm just like, do you know how hard it is to maintain these edges, especially if you have that type of hair? All the time we're talking about people with different type of hair textures, low porosity hair, thinner hair, fine hair, thick hair. And if you don't fall into that category of hair that is so resilient, I'll say, where it's like you could do anything to it and it'll be fine, you know, you fall into the hair that we kind of have. It's hurtful to see all of these things, all these jokes, and we're constantly made a joke out of.
And it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all. Because don't think that we are not devastated by the loss of our edges too. You know, right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And you know what? Your edges do fall out after you have a baby, you know, or while you're pregnant. I know mine fell out after I gave birth to Logan. As a matter of fact, it fell out, grew back, fell out, and grew back a couple times.
Okay.
Yes. But I sometimes think it's about, okay, I'm not a scientist, but this is just how I feel.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, you
Logan called aside. If people in your family, right? I feel like it has everything to do with your heritage, being hereditary. Like, I mean, I just don't feel like one person out of your whole family has edges. Like, I feel like everybody might have edges.
Yeah. And
there are things that you can do to take them out, but they're also, you know, I think it has everything to do with, you know, what make our DNA and what make us up. You know, everybody's calling. Then that was Tony.
That's very true. Someone in the comments called it. Was that Tony?
They called it what?
Who was that calling? I thought he said that was Tony. I was like, oh my God.
It was Tony calling. First it was Logan, then it was Tony calling.
Oh my God, put Tony on the phone. Don't hang up on Tony.
God. It's a big day. My nephew's graduating today, so it's a big day for dinner.
Oh. It is. A lot of people have to do graduations in these unconventional ways. But like you said, someone in the comments, it's called hair shaming, you know, and a lot of times people are like, well, if you just take care of your hair, you can have flowing locks. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if, you know, my hair is necessarily going to be that if I put juices and berries in it. I do think some of it is genetics.
It is genetic.
Something that's recognized. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to leave your edges alone. And that's just the bottom line. Especially the older you get, you got to just stop playing with them. Like, just leave them there. Don't try to braid them up. Just leave them there.
Yeah. And you know, when you shaved your hair off, did it grow back? A lot of times people say when you shave it off that it grows back a different texture or it grows back thicker. Did you did it grow back differently?
Every time I cut my hair and it grew back. Like, I've cut my hair a few times, right? Because I wanted to keep the style. That's actually my favorite hairstyle.
Really?
I actually want to cut my hair off right now, but David is not here for it. Yeah. So sometimes it will grow back thicker, thinner, coarse, more coarse, more curly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned that David, he's like, no, to you know, you cutting your hair off. So I'm guessing he likes, what does he like?
Me. Okay, what happened?
Was that Tony again?
Thought it was Logan.
Oh, hey, Logan. I was saying, what kind, you said David doesn't want you to cut your hair off. What's his favorite style of yours? Because every woman knows they have their favorite styles they like to see us in. You know.
Yeah.
And we oblige.
He just likes hair. You know, he saw pictures of me with hair. It's not that much different than what this is.
Yeah.
And so he likes it, you know?
Yeah. That's lovely.
But my
I
hair
will
go
have
back.
for a few more minutes and then we can let you go because you have tons of people calling you. Tamar, what is your favorite song that you put out?
Ooh. Put out album-wise or put out single-wise? Okay, maybe single-wise is All the Way Home.
Why? Because that's one of my faves.
It's my favorite. I didn't like Love and War. Although, you know, I helped write the song, I didn't like it.
How could you not love Love and War?
Because I didn't get it at the time. Sometimes, like, when I write a song, I got to ask myself, okay, now what this about? It's so crazy.
Love and War?
I just... Okay. I mean, I respect it. I appreciate it. Yeah. But I didn't like it at first. But All the Way Home is my favorite single. And I think My favorite song, period. Oh, probably Empty Boxes, maybe.
Okay.
It's on Bluebird of Happiness, so I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I don't know why this came to my mind. When you performed My Man at, was it the Soul Train Awards?
Yeah. No, it was, that was BT Awards.
BT Awards. And you had this platinum blonde wig on. When I tell you.
And my mic was on.
She's when I tell on. You sang that song like that, okay? That song may go down and that version may go down for just like womanhood. Okay, yeah, so your songs do that though. Love and War is one of those songs. All the Way Home was probably my second favorite because it came out right after Love and War, and I just thought it was so strong. So I guess this brings us back to the music. Can we expect any more All the Way Homes, any more My Mans, any more of those great songs?
Yeah.
Who are you working with? Obviously Corona.
Corona jacked up everything, child.
Yeah.
Obviously Hitmaker, who did the single that's out now. What's the name of it? I can't remember. And also, what's the episode? I don't even know, baby.
Yeah.
Hitmaker. Jay White.
Oh, he did Cardi B. He worked with Cardi B.
Cardi B and also Savage. Yeah. We did a record together. Who else? Oh, I don't remember. So many, but I was liking the music that I was putting together. I mean, it's not really that far off from being finished.
Okay, so we'll do one more question. Let's make it a good one. Let me look. Okay. Well, this is a cute one. Do you want to have more kids?
Yeah, but I gotta have me a husband first.
Okay. I slipped in two more. And what do you do on your spare time? Now that's interesting.
Well, these days, I enrolled in a few college courses because, and right now I'm in a course at Harvard, which it's hard, but I'm really excited about, furthering my education, and just, becoming a pillar of the community. You know what I mean? You can talk about a lot of things, but if you're not about it, then who's going to listen to you? So yeah, I do that on my spare time. And also I like to cook. I just recently became a new vegan. David's been a vegan forever.
Okay.
And of course, it's not fair that he hasn't gained any weight during this quarantine. And
oh my gosh, don't even talk about it.
So I like to come up with different recipes and stuff. So that's what I do.
Wow. So you can cook and you're at Harvard.
You didn't know I could cook?
I didn't realize. I didn't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're at Harvard.
Yeah.
So, you got some great stuff going on. Obviously you can catch To Catch a Beautician. You can catch To Catch a Beautician on VH1 every Monday night, correct?
Yes, every Monday night at 9:00. And then also there's the after party that Johnny and I love so much. It's so fun. It's right on my Tamar Takes page on YouTube, and we kind of talk about the episode and what happened, and we talk to different kind of stylists about what happened that week that pertains to them. And so it's just furthering the education and the fun. And so if you look on my page, you see how much fun we had.
You do. You guys are funny. Did he teach you anything that you took away to do at home with your hair?
Yeah, at first, my hair was dry and brittle. That's because, as Black people, we don't think we're supposed to moisturize our hair all the time. It's okay. Yes, it's okay to have oily, greasy hair. The greasier, the better. Okay.
Okay. What do you use? Share your products.
Oh, yeah. And this is also moisturizing. It is it's all natural. There's no chemicals. I can't do chemicals. Remember we talked about that.
Yes. No chemicals.
Hair texture. My hair won't even go for it.
Okay.
So it works. And if you like it, buy it. If not, don't. I'm just saying, I just wanted to help other people who were, edge deprived like myself. So we came up with something amazing and something that works. So there you have it.
Okay, so there you have it. Tamar uses her own products on her hair to keep them moisturized. And that is 2.5 weeks of baby hair growth up there. So everyone, make sure that you go buy her products. Where can we buy the products?
I believe link is in my bio because I don't know. Don't get me the line.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Google
Okay.
You Grow Girl and click.
Yes, go to or Google it. Google it. You Grow Girl. Thank you so much for spending an hour with us, taking your time to chat with us, to catch a beautician on VH1 every Monday night at 9 p.m.
Yes, don't miss it. It's so good.
Don't miss it.
And this week we have a male, and so it's a different perspective. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to tell you that. Oh my God, I'm telling you, it's the best show on television. It's so doggone good.
Is a man stylist or a man victim?
A male client.
Ooh, chile. Ooh, chile. He got a male weave? Because you know, many get weaves. Many get weaves these days. Okay.
It's deep though.
It's deep. Did he got him a lace front?
I ain't finna tell you. You got to watch it on Monday.
Fine. I will tune in. Thank you so much. And what I learned from this interview is you could always change and you could grow.
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative. Thank you so much, Tamar.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.